Kaido changed everything. Luffy awakened Gear 5, Kaido fell, Joy Boy returned. But when you slow down and rewatch Wano with everything we know now, you start to notice something else. Zoro's role wasn't just supportive, it was foundational. And if we're talking about who made the victory possible, not just who threw the last punch, then maybe we need to start asking the real question. Was Zoro the real MVP of Wano? Hear me out. Let's go back to the rooftop battle, the supernovas versus the two Yonkos. When Big Mom and Kaido launched that beam that should have erased them all, but one person steps in, 1 second, one slash, one absolute death wish. He doesn't block it to flex. He blocks it so Luffy and everyone in the story can still exist. This moment is criminally under-discussed, because without this block, there's no final battle. No Gear 5, no Joy Boy, no liberation of Wano. It ends right there on that roof. Zoro didn't just delay the blast, he preserved the narrative. Zoro survives that barely. And what does he do next? Take a nap, heal up, watch from the sidelines? No, that's not what he does. He takes a recovery drug from the mink tribe. That of course comes with a catch. Instant healing with the exchange of unimaginable pain and possible death. Why? Because King is still standing. And if Zoro doesn't defeat him, Kaido gets air support. This wasn't Zoro trying to win some type of cool sword duel. This was Zoro playing chess. Strategic, brutal chess. He knew the stakes, he knew he might die, and he chose pain anyway. Let's talk about Zoro versus King. Because people love to say Zoro always wins his fights, it's not that deep. But this one was different. This one wasn't about him unlocking Conqueror's Haki or finally having the ability to control Enma. Enma didn't just force Zoro to level up. It tested his willpower, his soul, his worthiness. And when he mastered it, he didn't just get stronger. He became something new. The King of Hell. And that name, who gave it to him? It wasn't his crew, it wasn't his enemies. The people. While Luffy was fulfilling Joy Boy's legacy, Zoro was doing the exact same thing with Ryuma. Same country, same sword, same spirit. Wano's arc is deeply tied to legacy, ancestry, and inherent purpose. And Zoro is the only one next to Luffy that embodies all three. Think about the symbolism. The straw hat represents inherited will, but so does Enma. Where Luffy wears Joy Boy's smile, Zoro wields Wano's blade. Zoro doesn't make speeches or wave a flag, but watch closely, he does lead. He tells Luffy when he's overdoing it. He checks Sanji when emotions run high. He carries the weight when others can't. Luffy may be the captain, but when things fall apart, Zoro is the spine of the crew. And in Wano, you saw that more than ever. His job wasn't there to take center stage. It was to make sure the spotlight never goes out on Luffy. But let's be fair, Luffy did go 1v1 with Kaido, kinda, awaken his devil fruit, embody the prophecy of Joy Boy, gave the people of Wano a smile and a sunrise. His arc was about liberation, revolution, and destiny. And it all culminated in the end that only Luffy could have delivered. Zoro couldn't have ended the arc. It wasn't his narrative to complete. But here's the thing, being the MVP isn't about who ends the final fight. Sometimes it's about who held the line and who made the ending even possible. But what if Zoro was the final panel of Wano? Just imagine for a second. The raid is over, the flames are gone, and standing in the rubble, not just Luffy's arm raised, but Zoro's. Bloody, burned, and grinning. Sword still down. The King of Hell forged in fire, paying off every scar in silence. Would that have changed the message? No. Would it have deepened it? Absolutely. Because if Wano was about inherited will, Zoro carried just as much as Luffy did. So was Zoro really the MVP of Wano? Not in the headlines, not in the bounty posters, but in action, sacrifice, and legacy. Zoro wasn't the one who freed Wano, but he was the one who made sure that it could be freed at all. But that's the kind of MVP that no one writes songs about, but history never forgets. What do you think? Was Zoro the hidden MVP of Wano? Or does the crown still belong to Luffy? Drop your takes in the comments. And if you like breakdowns like this that look beneath the hype, like, subscribe, and keep sharpening your blades, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.